success stories. People have gone on to D1 basketball, Division I university basketball. But all in all, what we've done and what we try to do is make exemplary citizens, good people, awesome people. And I'd like to share with you one particular story of a person who joined our organization. A guy who joined our organization when he was only 7, 8 years of age in 1997. He's played with us ever since he went up the ranks. G divisionից 8 տարեկանից խաղացել հիմա այս վարկյանից մեր A division-ում է խաղում, but most importantly, բացի որ մեր համար է խաղացել, այս անցյալ համար նա մեծ պատիվ է ունեցել Հայաստանը Եվրոպական բաժակին, the FIBA Championship for Small Countries, the European Championship for Small Countries. This person was able to represent not only us, obviously, but our motherland, Armenia. This person went on, he was selected, he left LA, our mutual, he went there. He not only played, he was elected as the captain of the Armenian national team. I'm going to give you some statistics. He averaged 9.2 points, he had 4.8 rebounds, 2 assists, he shot 40% field goal. And he basically not only represented us, but he helped us get the gold medal, people. We are officially, Armenia is officially the FIBA 2016 Small Countries Champion, all right? Which is no small feat. To give you an idea, we went against countries such as Ireland, Wales, Moldova, Andorra. Those are real countries, by the way, Wikipedia. We made it to the finals where we won 79-71. This person is here. I was given the medal that he earned. I thought I could sell it on eBay, but it's not going to happen. What I'd like for you to do, because I got a lot of grief last year when I was trying to introduce someone else. So this time around, I gave you the whole bio, and then I'm going to call it, and I need thunderous applause for that person whenever he shows up. Zare Zargarian, please join me.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, we can do better than that. Let's hear it! Woo! That's right.
We know President Sarkisian did this, but I think this has more value when we do it for you. It's real, I saw it. Good job.
Thank you, everyone. I don't know where to start when it comes to Homem and Aura. Like you said, I joined Aura when I was 8 years old. Next year I'll be 28 and I'll already be a 20-year member. So that's the biggest accomplishment for me. Thank you. Homem and Aura has been my foundation ever since I walked in on Broadway. And everything that I went through, the way Armenia knew about me is because of Homem and Aura, then us going to Aura, going to Armenia with the Pan-Armenian Games. So if they didn't give me this opportunity, no one will know who Zare was all the way in Armenia. So everyone that's here, thank you very much. And this is our home. I love Aura. When I have kids, they'll always be here. They will never wear another jersey. Thank you.
I need to add a couple of things. First of all, unrelated, but our Zare got engaged last week. So Zarejan, on behalf of all the married men here, I'm going to say something. Anijan, my wife, I apologize in advance. The next hundreds of years, you're going to be faced with two choices every minute of your life. You can either be right or you can be happy. All the men here, we've been happy for a while, but I can tell you we have not won an argument in decades, all right? All right. That said, Armenian Hametsi, we've put together a collage of pictures of you during this tournament that we would like for you to have as a souvenir. And what I would like to do is invite Zare's teammates to join us here. So Narbejan, Zare, amenet oborekera hametek. One more comment. While Zare was the captain, he actually was not the only Homenetsmen member to go to Armenia to represent Armenia. We had two more. Mike Danielian from Masis, who's not here tonight unfortunately, was also on the squad. And just as importantly, Andres Spike Mukhertichian, who is an Ararat member, was actually voted MVP, most valuable player of that tournament. All right? So yes, we do have the captain here, but we also, Ararat happened to send an MVP over there. Okay? Can I get yet another round of applause, please? Thank you very much. And last but not least, as I was telling you, our A1... I'm on a schedule, man. Oh, Greg, Ari. Another round of applause, please. Եվ քանի որ ինչպես ասում եմ ձեզի, այս ամառն ասաճան խաղերին մեր A1 թիմը նորից ախոյան եղավ, նորից չեմպիոն եղավ, Արմիկ ջան, խնդրեմ բերես, այս մեր նոր բաները, որ կախվելու է մեր Blue Gym-ից 2016-ի չեմպիոնների համար, մատ բացեք, please. That's okay. We didn't rehearse, we didn't have time, I apologize. Ari ջան, եթե մեր օպե խնդրեմ թույլ տաս մեզի միանաս մեր օպե։
It's a great improvement every year. I can see the process. It gets better and better as the years go by.
It's talking about the speech, people. Thank you. Arik ջան, ուր ես? Arik, եղբայր Arik.
Կարեն, մեկն մնա, որտեղ լույս չկա, այստեղ։
It's a tough act to follow, huh? Sorry.
What's up, Arik? It's Garni Marmekno. I think finally I found somebody that from now on I don't need to be an MC. He can do it. What do you mean? Սիրելիներ, նրանք որ ինձ ճանաչում են, ես Արիկ Գևորգյանն եմ, նրանք որ չեն ճանաչում ինձ բախտ եք բերել։ Ինձ ասում են ստե պիտի կանեմ։ Առաջի հերթին, I congratulate our athletes. We were fortunate enough, if I can have your attention for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I know we're all here to celebrate our achievements, and especially the Homenetmen Glendalough chapter's 38th anniversary and basketball division being an integral part of it. But, apart from our FIBA championships, with the leadership of Zare, and us being leaders and youth advocates in this community, may I have just 2 minutes of your attention? It's important, otherwise I have nothing to do with basketball. As you can see, I'm a sumo wrestler, not a basketball. I've been a scout, career scout all my life. Հերու եմ basketballist, ընդհանրապես որևէ մարզանքից բացի բիլիարդ։ Եթե բիլիարդը մարզանք է։ But the reason I'm here, it's because we have two very dear friends amongst us tonight. And they have always been good to our chapter. They're youth advocates. They're truly my dear friends. I'm not just plugging them in because I've known both of them for numerous years. As you know, November 8th is our election. And each and every one of you, whether with an absentee vote or with your voting power, we need each and every one at Arad, whether you're an affiliate, whether you're a parent, whether you're a member, whether you're an athlete, if you're at the age that you can vote, exercise that, because we need friends, elected officials, that we can ask them for things for our youth.
Like Artie.
Like Artie, God bless you. So, without further ado, I have two distinguished gentlemen with us. One is a former mayor of La Cañada, former assembly member, and running for the Senate, my dear friend, Anthony Portantino. Anthony, I need you here. And the second guest that we have is literally our member 2, is the city clerk, running for the Assembly District 43, and I believe he is our next assembly member, Artie Katsakian. Yes, and they will tell you. But I'm gonna make a 30-second, and I'm gonna give the mic to them. If we all think that on November 8th, the only election is the presidential election, we're dead wrong, because we will lose our regions. That it's so imperative for our youth. So it's important to elect people that they know us, they have worked with us, and they have proven track records. Hence, we asked on this night that we have a crowd of basketball lovers, basketball parents, friends, and my dear brothers and sisters of Homenet Men, to be here to listen to these gentlemen, because they're dead tired. They have engagements all day. But please, first I'm going to ask Mr. Artie Katsakian.
Thank you, Arik. Now, I want to thank Arik for many things, except for the fact that he didn't tell me this was a much more dressier and formal attired event.
It's always my fault.
Former Assembly Member Portantino, our future state senator, and I are coming from a fundraiser in La Cañada for the La Cañada High School Booster Club, and it was a Havana theme, so hence the Havana shirt. But I want to thank everyone who's here supporting Arad basketball. I want to thank all my friends, many of who I grew up with, who I've seen them come up through this organization, who now their children are going through the same program, whose parents and their children's grandparents had gone through Arad back in Bashkortostan. I mean, really, there are very few organizations that serve the community and serve our youth like Homenet and Arad does. So let's give them a big round of applause, and give yourselves a big round of applause. But I know many of you, and I know many of you personally, and I know that when it comes to your interests in life, politics is the furthest thing from it. I mean, let's, as they say in Armenian, sit crooked but talk straight with one another. Right? And Armenians don't necessarily get involved in politics. But trust me, just because we're not interested in politics doesn't mean politics won't take an interest in us. In the political world where the decisions are made, whether it's in Sacramento or in Washington, D.C., if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. If you're not sitting at the table, you're on the menu. And too often, when it comes time for decisions to be made that impact our youth, that impact us, we don't get involved. And this November, we have an opportunity to make sure that not only are we involved, not only do we get 166,000 people to march in the streets of Los Angeles demanding justice for the recognition of genocide, but we take that number and we continue marching to the polls to make sure that friends and allies and people from our community get elected and sit at the decision-making power to make decisions that impact us. People like myself, people like Anthony Portantino. Now, if you are in Homenet Men, if your kids are in Homenet Men, if you're here tonight, that means you care about being Armenian. And in Armenian history, there's one seminal event that to me is one of the most important, and that's the Battle of Sardarabad. The Battle of Sardarabad was fought at a time when Armenia was just a new nation in 1918, 3 years after the start of the genocide, when Armenia had more refugees who had survived the Turkish slaughter than we had actual soldiers in the Armenian army. And when the Turkish army marched on Armenia to finish what they started, and they were about to wipe out our race, what saved the Armenian nation then was not people saying, you know what, this is a war, let the soldiers go fight. What saved the Armenian nation at that time was when General Nazarbekyan went to the Vehapar and said, you know what, the Turks are 13 miles outside of the border, you gotta pack up your stuff and go because they're gonna come through here like a hailstorm. The Vehapar, Kevork V, ordered every single priest, every single seminarian, people who were sworn to protect life, instead to go to the front line and take up arms in defense of the Armenian cause and the Armenian nation. And for 3 continuous days, he ordered the bells to ring in every single church, calling every man, woman, and child, villager, attorney, doctor, teacher, everyone, young and old, refugee and Devatsi, to the front line to take up arms, to draw a line in the sand and say the Turks will not pass this line and wipe out the Armenian nation. Unified as one regardless of what their background was. That is why Armenia exists today. Now I know many of you have seen what happened in Artsakh in April. And if you're like me, it broke your heart that you couldn't be alongside those young men who defended our soil. But you know what? Just because we weren't in the trenches in Artsakh doesn't mean you can't be in the political trenches here today and ring those bells from here to La Cañada, down to Burbank, down to Hollywood, and make sure that for the next 2 weeks leading up to Election Day, every Armenian, regardless of if they're a doctor or a lawyer, if they're young or if they're old, if they voted once or never voted before, gets out and makes their voice heard on November 8th. Because this is our district, and we will keep this district, but it'll only happen if every single person in here votes, and you get 5 more people to get out and vote on Election Day. That's what your responsibility is today. So have fun tonight, party until the late hours, but tomorrow morning when you wake up, each of you has to send 5 texts to your friends, to your relatives, and say, have you voted? If you voted, make sure your neighbors vote. So with that, I want to thank you. God bless you. God bless Home Man. Thank you, Arik, and enjoy your evening.
Bravo, Artie Kasakian. I want to put it in perspective in a different term. In the last 6 years, in the California legislature, in the last 6 years, Joe Samitian turned out. Greg Agazarian turned out. Paul Krikorian left for the city council. And this year, Kacho Achajian terms out. I think the California state legislature should have Artie Kasakian representing the Armenian American community and joining Adrien Nazarian. Adrien is the only Armenian American in the legislature left standing after this year. Let's give another big round of applause for Artie Kasakian, who should be representing Glendale and Burbank and La Cañada. I'm Anthony Portantino, and when Artie talked about Artsakh, I was in Armenia in June. Zade Sananian and I went to Artsakh, and one of the most powerful moments of that trip was when we visited the troops at the border, and a major handed me a handful of dirt after visiting the soldiers in the foxholes 150 yards from the Azeri tanks that were blown up on April 2nd. And the major said, "This is our land. We're going to stand on our land, we're going to fight on our land, and we're going to die on our land." And that was the most powerful moment of my 10-day trip there. The Armenian American community deserves that strength and power and resolve every single day, and I'm proud to stand here today. Somebody asked me, they said, am I learning more Armenian? So, Parayerego, Kianka Lave, and yes, sir, Hetem. Yes, sir, Hetem. And my good friend Artie Kasakian, we're going to go to Sacramento together. Thank you very much. Shemora Galatun, and have a wonderful night.
Սիրելիներ, շնորհակալ եմ ձեր ժամից, հույսով չեն ասում։ Շարաշահեցին ձեր ժամը, բայց եթե յուրաքանչյուրս այդ դիստրիկտում 35,000 հոգի նովեմբեր 8-ին դուրս չգան, կամ եթե absentee բալետները ստացել եք չուղարկեք, իմիջիալոց ձեր երկուշաբթի դեռևս ժամ ունեք register voter լինեք, բայց եթե absentee բալետները չուղարկենք և չվարկենք, մեր հույսը Աստծո վրա չդնենք, չենք կարողանա հաղթել։ Դա պատճառը դա որ այսօր ձեր ժամանակը խլեցին, որ իմանաք ինչքան կարևոր է ձեր քվեարկությունը։ Շնորհակալություն, have fun.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the speakers. Come on.
Sehambatsen şişero, konaktan şengişero, dağdına sinar patlayın, ansaskan ki muşero, dağdına sinar patlayın, ansaskan ki muşero. Sehambatsen şişero, konaktan şengişero, Sehambatsen şişero, konaktan şengişero, dağdına sinar patlayın, ansaskan ki muşero, dağdına sinar patlayın, ansaskan ki muşero, artık ninare, ninare, ninare. Yes, it's Lavando del barone مثل دنیای از آفاق خدا خسته شکافتی که همه باز رویا زنی مثل شوق آزادی سرار مثل حس رهایی دلنشین شب از اسم قلبان از عرض عبور تو نگاه های خوشم گل سرخ حضور تو از چرخش یک دست خلقت شبانه یا از متن کسی از کجا شدی از کجای شب می‌خری مثل دنیای نجاتم دادی از من تو از چرخش یک لحظه خلوت شبانه یا از متن تصویر لبند و دلبرانه تو از کجا شدی تو از کجای قصه که شب نیوفری مثل دنیای قصه محبتش و حرفای خوب راحتش دختر شانه بریونه ولی کسی نمیدونه بهشتی از آسمونه ولی کسی نمیدونه دختر شانه بریونه ولی کسی نمیدونه بهشتی از آسمونه ولی کسی نمیدونه ولی کسی نمیدونه خودش به همونی که من میخواستم بجون خودم هیچ کسی رو اینجوری ها نخواستم خودش به همونی که من میخواستم بجون خودم هیچ کسی رو اینجوری ها نخواستم کسی نمیدونه